So in this use case, I want to grab all of my recent Medium articles, and I'll do that by calling the REST interface on my Medium blog with feed. Now we can create a whole list of them. Say there's hundreds of them that you want, and we could store that list in a cache, in a database, in Kudu, wherever you need it, and have this go through all of them, reading hundreds or thousands, or even if you want to be able to push in URLs on demand via Slack, via S3, however you want to do it. This is just one example. Just going to call the live thing, and I can have this set to run every day, wherever it makes sense. The data comes down as RSS feeds. I convert them into JSON, have it automatically populate a schema. Then I start parsing the data, pulling out the fields that I need, update the data, and then I'm going to pass that along to the rest of my RAG architecture pipeline. So what's going to happen, I create a new kind of file and get it ready for parsing by our parsing Python here, and then we're going to chunk that up using the document chunker, and then I'm going to put it in a couple different places. I can put it in my local Chroma database if I'm just using it for some local testing or for some processing, but obviously that's not going to be available to other nodes or other locations. Or I could send that to a remote Chroma server, make sure I use my proper embedding there, and that'll get sent there. And we could see what happened, that everything went there, no errors. To test it, I have a query on that, and then we get the results back from that. I pull out the document, and here I thought it'd be cool to take that prompt and see if there's any company names. I have a custom Python processor here that uses a NLP model to extract company names that may exist in that document, and gives me back in a couple of formats. See, there's one on Apache, and that's all that's in that list, but there could be more. Like, we could run a couple of these depending on your pipeline just to see what's going on there, and then we could go in, take a look at, again, a nice feature of Cloudera Data Flow is I could see data while it's in transit, and all of this can be accessed by live URL, live code, even with NiFi. So I could use NiFi to take a look at manage this. Could also send this data to Pinecone. I have a Pinecone account running, and again, I can also query that to make sure that it made it through there. Could also do that with Solar or Elasticsearch or OpenSearch, wherever makes sense. Now, that was just grabbing the most recent ones, and they only give you about 10 with the Medium feed. So what we could do instead is download our entire archive, put it in a directory, and NiFi will grab that, grab all the files, and then we could just process them the same way. Doesn't matter how I get the data, I could process it same way very easily. Makes it for very generic ways to process data at any scale.